Right, we're going to talk about how to evaluate a function from an equation as well as from a table because both of them are very similar processes. So we'll start off with an equation. I'm actually not going to do this first way. I'm going to start where it says or. Okay, so you can do this if you want to, but because we've been doing table a lot, we're just going to do it from a table. So it says type in the entire functions in, it doesn't say, but it's supposed to be in Desmos. So I'm going to copy, so I'm going to do example 1, and at the same time, you're going to do example 2. So once again, I'm doing the first one. You can copy the whole thing, or you can just type it after, I think. But I'll copy the whole thing. So h of t is equal to negative t plus 4. So again, you shouldn't have copied mine. You should have copied r of w equals negative 3w minus 2. All right, once you have that, see these. Oh, I've got an equal sign, my bad. All right, when you type it in, you see a graph appears perfect. As always, we want to click table. Sorry, that was gear, then table, and here are all your values. Come to the last value and hold down enter. So hold down enter gives you a whole bunch. All right, then I can go ahead and answer any question they want. So again, I'm doing example 1, you're doing example 2. So type the input that you're looking for, or you can press enter. So I'm looking for my inputs. My my independent value is negative 6, which is not going to be on pressing enter. So this one I am going to have to type. You come to any place you want. You can even do it at the very beginning and type in the value that you're looking for. So my negative 6 is equal to 10. All right, so you're going to do it for 2. So what's your 2 equal to? Write it right here. Okay, I'm going to do another one just to make sure you're good. Okay, so I'm going to do example 3. You're going to do, actually, you do example 3 and I'll do example 4. So you should be able to do example 3 without my help. Go ahead and type this in again. Hit gear settings, and then with the last number, press enter until you see 15. Write that answer down. Pause the video while you're doing that. All right, so for example 4, find D when h of D is 67. So find D, I'm still using h of D. So I'm going to go ahead and type it in because I didn't have it. You should already have it. And this is why I prefer the enter version instead of just changing the numbers for the question that asks for the x. So they don't give you x, they tell you what is x. So again, hit settings, table, and now you don't know what x is, but you know that y is 67. So you come right to the end and you go press enter, hold down enter until you pass 67. I really pass 67. And now I'm just going to look for it. So there's my y is 67, my x is 9. So D is equal to 9 when y is equal to 67. And again, remember the function notation now, we're changing what we're saying. So let me just go ahead and refresh your memory. Like y equals is the same, and so go ahead and write this down, as h of d. Okay, so it's saying the same thing. And then d is x. All right, so now we're going to evaluate a function from a table, very similar to what we've done before, because the only difference was we put in an equation, then made it a table. So technically, we evaluated from a table previously. The only new thing here is basically how to read this table. So I'm just going to quickly go over it. And that's what this is explaining here. If you look at the questions, it says f of 4, g of negative 1, g of blank, f of blank. So if you notice in your table, f and g are the names of your function. So this is the function f of x for this given input, and this is the function g of x for these given inputs. So you just have to be mindful as to what you are answering. So I'm going to do the f of the function f, and you can do the function g. So I'm doing 5 and 8, and you're going to do g. Now keep in mind, if this table was missing the values that you needed, like I can see f4 exists. So when x is 4, the functions exist. When x is negative 1, the functions exist. When the y is negative 16, I can see that it exists. So I don't even need to put it in Desmos. But if they were giving you a table of missing values, you do know that already. You put a plus sign and the table. But in this case, you absolutely do not need it. So I'm doing f of 4. So I look at the name f, and here are my answers. But I have to know what my input is. So remember that this is my input, right? My x. My input is x. All right, so looking at my x, I need it to be 4. So here is the number 4 for me. And then I've got 2 answers, but remember this tells me the name. So I need to look at f, not at g. So for me, it's negative 10. right? You go ahead and do yours. G of your input is -1. Okay, now I'm going to do example 8. For me, I don't know what my input is. That's what this is telling me. So it's asking me, what is my X? Because I don't know what it is when my F of whatever it is equal to 10, when my Y is equal to 10. All right, so again, I'm going to go to F because that's my name. So this is my name, F, and I want to go find the answer 10. So I look around F and I see the answer 10 right here. Now the question is, what is my input at that 10? Here is my input. It is 3. And with this one, where you're going backwards, just read it again. When X is 3 is Y 10. When X is 3 is my F 10. Yes, it is. So you should have these two done. Let's practice.